Hi guys, welcome back. We have another boss babe in our city, Claudia. I'm so excited because this month it is Small Business Month, so I'm trying to get as many women in here, talk about their story, how they got started. But oh my god guys, I'm so excited to have Claudia in here because I feel like you do everybody's makeup. I mean, you do such good makeup, and
thank you.
I was kind of starstruck when I saw you at
Kendra.
Yes, I was like, oh my gosh, is that her? I'm gonna go say hi to her. And I'm never too shy, so like I literally ran up to you.
Yes, you did. It was exciting to meet you. I had heard a lot about you as well.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know that. Okay, so I'm a little shy today, guys. Okay, so I want to know everything about you. I want to know how you got started. I want to know. I mean, you kind of have my dream job as a makeup because I like makeup. It's like a hobby for me. My wife. I have all this stuff, but I mean, you built a clientele doing makeup, and it's amazing to see that. So I want to know more. Tell me.
So, it kind of, I don't want to, you know, when you're destined for something, everything just starts falling into place. And when I was younger, when I graduated high school, my mom asked me, have you thought of what you're going to major in? And I said, yes, I'm going to go to beauty school. I'm gonna be a makeup artist. And she's like, what?
What do you think?
What? You know, back then it wasn't what it is now. It was. I don't think I think the beauty industry has boomed, but I don't think it was what it was back then. I mean, you're talking about 25 years ago. You know. So I majored in early childhood development. I got married, I had my kids, and someone asked me, you know, I love the way you do your makeup, can you do mine? And I was like, I don't know if I can do that. But I did it, and then from there, one of the girls that I did the makeup for, and given I didn't even know what to charge, so you wouldn't even believe that I charged the girls about $7 or $8 for their makeup, to do their makeup.
Oh my gosh.
So from that group of girls, one of them called me and said, I have a photo shoot this weekend, will you do my makeup? And I was like, you know, it's not something I do. And she's like, please, will you do it? And I said, well, why don't you let me come along with you to the photo shoot? There was a gentleman, the photographer was Wei Tao Xing.
Oh my gosh.
And he worked for celebrities, ESPN, and he had done cover shoots with Marie Claire and 17 magazine. So when he saw my work, you know, he was watching me work on the model, and he's like, how long have you been doing this? And I said, oh, you know, it's my first time. And he's like, are you serious? And then I said, yes. And he said, you know, I've worked with a lot of makeup artists. He's like, and you're really good. And I was like, oh, he's just being nice. He's like, you've never done this. I said, I mean, I do it on myself. And he's like, I'll tell you what. He's like, get me 15 girls. I'm going to help you build your portfolio. That's how good I think you are. And I said, oh, great, how much? And he said, nothing. He's like, I believe that if you do good, good will come to you. He's like, and this is me doing good for you. And I was like, great. I gathered up 15 girls. He took the shots. I built up my portfolio. And like I said, when you're destined for something, like things just start falling into place. And the next thing you know, I was called by a friend, and she said, hey, the makeup artist that's supposed to do the makeup for Ella Blue called in on us. Can you come? And I was like, yes. I packed up all my stuff. I went. I did the makeup. I met Lluvia Fierro. She's a stylist. And you know, I gave her my info. I met with her later on again. And she used to be the stylist for the City magazine. This was back in 2012. So she asked me, she's like, would you be interested in doing the makeup for the City magazine? And I said yes. And so I did the magazine for about 4 years. And then just little thing, word of mouth. People started.
Can I ask, how many jobs did you do for free before you started getting paid?
Oh, a lot. I'm not gonna lie, a lot. I did a lot.
And the reason why I asked, because so did I. I mean, there's tons of hairs, tons of photo shoot. I mean, even with Goldwell, when you go out there, you just go and you just want to learn, and you will do anything to grasp as whatever you can grasp. But I wanted to ask you that because I feel like the generation now, they don't want to do a lot of things for free. And it's like, you guys have to, you want to get your name out there, so you have to do a lot of stuff just to get your name out there.
I did a lot, worked very long hours. There was photo shoots I did that maybe I didn't have to stay till the very end, but I would, just so that, to get my name out there, to get my work recognized, to get my work on other people's pages. A lot of fashion shows for free, a lot of everything for free. And I did a lot of free work.
And when we were talking right now, off camera, we were talking about how before even Instagram was here, before any social media was here, a lot of it was referrals. A lot of it was growth on your own. And a lot of it you didn't even need because you just work so hard. So now that you're doing media, how has that changed your life? Because your page is nice. It's very organized. And I even said, hey, you know what? I like your look so much. Create your flyer and I'm going to post it because your look is so different.
Oh, thank you. I didn't realize that. But it hasn't changed. It has changed it a little bit more as to where I use it as my portfolio. So I know a lot of makeup artists and hairstylists out there use it as like their main goal is to grow in numbers. And yes, that is a goal, to gain as many followers as you can. But at the beginning, I think it's, for me, social media is more to have a portfolio for people to look at, to where, like we were saying earlier, still I believe that my biggest advertisement marketing is word of mouth. So when a client goes out there and says, I get my makeup done with Claudia, let me show you her Instagram page. So I'm glad it looks that way because I want it to look clean, I want it to look organized, I want it to show my work, and as well as my facials and what I know about skin.
Another thing that really stood out to me was that prior to you me asking you to come in, even before me opening up this location, I had reached out to another makeup artist and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm opening a salon. I really want to get to learn. Can I just go hang out with you so I can learn something? And she told me, yes, but it's going to cost you $1,200. And I was like, it is? And she's like, yeah. And I said, oh, okay. And this is somebody that I would go get my makeup done with, and on a regular basis. And I mean, I knew her a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And then I was like, okay. And then I met you, and then I immediately was like, hey, I want you to come on the podcast. I really want you to tell us, whatever we talked about. And you're like, absolutely, immediately. You didn't even think about it. And I think a community like that with other in the same profession or the same industry, you were just so kind and so humble, and it was amazing to get that from you. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I mean, why not?
Yes.
A lot of people, I'm not gonna lie, a few people, when I said, oh, I'm gonna be on Samantha's podcast and YouTube channel, and they're like, what are you gonna get out of it? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, it's an opportunity for, like, it doesn't matter. Again, the numbers don't matter. It's like any exposure is good exposure. And if I can come and plant a seed in any viewer's head or vision or future goals or anything, that's more than enough for me. it's like all about planting little seeds and just watching it grow. That's just how you do business. You plant a seed and you watch it grow.
And it does, because it helps guys, like, just because we're in the same industry, it's called, if you guys have seen the hashtag, it's called community over competition. And there's really a way to help other people grow and really help. I've worked with Derek Zeno. I've worked with, Karen Cunningham, Simon Miller. These are major game changers in my industry, and I can call them at any moment and say, give me a formula, and they wouldn't, those comments don't. And here in El Paso, I really want to change that, because I want to call a hairdresser who, like Mercedes in the salon, I know that I can call her and I can say, hey Mercedes, I need this new formula, how do I create it? And she would say, here, try this. And this is what we want for our community, because that's how we grow, you know? And I know some of my clients will go to you, you know? And because they're on that side, and I know that it just works in a really great way, you know? But your story, when you're telling me that you started from 0 clients to now, what would you tell an entrepreneur starting from scratch?
I think don't let anything scare you. Don't let there's a saying that my dad has, el sol sale para todos. The sun comes out for everyone every morning. And there's more than enough to go around. El Paso is huge. If you feel that the industry is saturated with hairstylists or makeup artists, there's still so much out there that need your style, not just what is already available. You might have your own particular style that someone is looking for, and you just don't know that. The money will come. You will start from zero, but I can tell you that the money will come. Word of mouth, everything. Don't let anything intimidate you. How saturated how saturated the industry is, how much it's going to take you to get started, how long it's going to take you to get there. Don't let that intimidate you. El sol sale para todos.
Oh, I love that. That's so, it's good to hear that. And what can you tell us about you that we don't know about you?
I don't know. I make jewelry.
You do?
Yes,
oh,
I make jewelry.
Are you wearing it?
Yes.
Oh, and I've been staring at it. I was like,
let me tell you something. This necklace, everybody is like...
Loves it.
Yeah. It's actually a natural crystal. It's selenite. I'm extremely fascinated by crystals right now. How they form, what forms them, how they grow, everything. I'm just like extremely, I know we learned that in high school in science, but honestly, I'm just like extremely fascinated by them right now. And this is selenite crystal, and it's actually to connect you to a higher good, that's what the representation is. And also for it to have a connection with your angel. So it's the crystal of angels. So it's so funny because everyone is like, your necklace. And like I made the actual necklace, I wired the crystal, looped it, put it on.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, literally, I was like, I've been staring at it while you're speaking. You also made your brushes. So you want to explain a little bit more on those? We can get them at your place.
You can get them with me. And again, this is something that'll back up to not be intimidated by anything. These brushes took me 2 years to make. 2 years, and every time I would come across a dead end, I just felt like maybe this isn't for me. And then something else would pop up, and I would get that fire inside me, like, no, make the brushes. So I worked with a lot of companies, purchased so much product, purchased so many things, and I finally, when I was about to give up, I got an email from a company. And they said, they were like actual custom made brushes. The only thing is that they're in Canada. So, I mean, it's not something that I could travel to. Well, I could travel, but it was going to take a lot of money to travel to them.
And go back and forth, yeah.
Yes. So, what took even longer is that I had to give them the length of hair. And I'm not just talking about the length from here, it's also the length that's inside the barrel. So, I would have to tell them exactly how many grams. So, I also had to buy like a scale to weigh the grams. So I would pull apart all these brushes, weigh the hair, measure the hair, and then send them out to them, and then they would cut it according to the way I wanted it. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I modeled it after one of Mac's brushes. Back then, I don't know right now, I don't know if they have it permanent, but back then it was a limited edition brush. And this one is tapered and it's pointed and it's fluffy, so it can be used for all over face. I mean, since it's pointed, you can do it for your contour, you can do it for under the eye. It's a great brush. And as much as it hurt me because it was a limited edition brush at the time, I pulled it apart. I had to pull it apart. Weigh the hair, measure the length of the hair, and then send in my information. Then they would send me the brush. I would look at it, I would test it out, try it, and then I would say, like, maybe I should have more hair, so add a couple more grams. They'd send me another brush, and then I would test it out. So it was like brush after. It took me a long time.
So
but I did it.
Okay, and if we wanted to buy a set, what are we looking at investing?
You're looking at $26 a set. So each set, what distinguishes each set is the brushes for your face. So this is for blush and contour, and it does have some eyeshadow brushes. And then this one, like I said, it's the all over face brush, and then some eyeshadow brushes. This one is your foundation, or if you use, I don't recommend it. I hate powder on skin. But if you choose to use powder or foundation, this is your brush. The mini version of it here is for concealer or your primer application, some eyeshadow brushes. And each set is $26. And it comes with, I didn't bring it. It comes with an egg brush that actually the company offered me to carry. That one I didn't design, but it's an egg brush, and you just hold it in the palm of your hand and you wash your brushes, because I'm big on washing brushes, guys. Big on washing brushes. And
what's the proper way to wash a brush for people at home that don't know how?
I mean, the easiest thing to go to is your facial cleanser. Just go to your facial cleanser, wash your brush, and I know for your foundation, you can use the Dawn blue soap, because it cuts through all the liquid foundation and the cream. But everything else, just use your facial cleanser. It's the easiest thing to go to.
What do you want us to know about you as far as business? Where can we reach you? Are you taking new clientele? Are you always taking new clientele? I know you're already super busy, but I mean, tell us more about that.
I'm always taking new clientele. I never close my doors to anyone. I'm actually inside a cosmetic surgery and laser center. I rent a space inside there, inside Dr. Jabers and Dr. Reynolds' office. We're located on Mesa, right next to Villa del Mar, so if you get hungry, you can stop and grab a bite. But, I think for me, a lot of people think, how busy can she be doing makeup? But
girl, you're busy.
You really do get busy. Again, it's like, even clients will come. They will come.
I feel like everybody I know does their makeup with you. So I feel like they're always, your makeup is so distinguished. It is.
I've heard that. Why? What do you feel? I know what I feel is distinguishable about my makeup.
You want me to answer that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, no. Your contour. I feel like your contour is very distinguishable. I feel like maybe the way you set the makeup looks like, distinguishes it too. your highlight. I don't know, right? I mean, when you do makeup and the girls, I'm not gonna say which girls, but the girls that post on social media, or my girl gang, I just know that they got their makeup done. You know, like by you.
So for me, I think it's in the eyes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I do see that too.
Yeah, for me, I think it's in the eyes. I'm gonna toot my own horn here.
Yeah, you toot it.
I'm gonna say like I love the way I do eyes. I think it's very crisp, very soft, very feminine, and I don't overblend. I blend, but I don't overblend.
Because a lot of people overblend.
It gets muddy.
And YouTube is like teaching that. Don't follow YouTube, guys. I mean, that's like the worst thing you can do.
You know, I'm gonna tell you something about YouTube. I think it's great. I think a lot of YouTubers and a lot of beauty gurus have built an empire on Instagram and on YouTube. But keep in mind that a lot of these beauty gurus, they want you to keep watching it over and over and over and over for the views. They skip steps.
Yeah. Oh.
They skip. I see it. I see it like as a makeup artist, and I'm sure other makeup artists have noticed. They skip steps.
They're not even giving the full secrets?
No.
Oh.
No.
See, guys.
I don't think so. Because after they jump like from the all over color to the crease, I'm like, you already have another crease color in there. You know, like I can see it. I can see it as a makeup artist. I spot it. Well, I'm sure others can.
Yeah, and I feel the same way with hair color. Like, I mean, I love Pinterest. I love the. Okay, guys, I love the design when you guys come into my chair and say it. You can continue doing it, but it's not like you're not going to be super blonde in one session. It's not really white. We can tell when a picture is edited a little bit more than what it is. You know, we know that it's a little bit more golden blonde than the white blonde that she said she got in one session. You know what I mean? So I can agree with it.
Yes. Or like when I see the pictures in Instagram and they have the list of products and they have like 3 eyeshadows on there, I zoom in, I'm like, I see at least 6 colors. I'm like, there's not just 3, I see at least 6. But I've always had an eye for that because don't forget, I come from a time where we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't even have Facebook. We didn't have MySpace till after I graduated high school. So magazines were the thing. I mean, and I would study those magazines and those pictures like there was no tomorrow. Like I would pay attention. Like, is it a brown? Is it a bronze brown? Is it a purple brown? Is it a? I mean.
I feel the same way with hair color.
Yes,
me and my wife were talking about that, and she's like, well, maybe you should do this and these colors. And she's like, well, hold on. Let's figure out what your color scheme is, because I feel like I see colors like that with hair color so in depth. Like it's just not a beige, it's not a gold, it's not, you know what I mean? I just see those, or it's not blue and it's not black, like, you know? And I don't know, but I can agree with it. But it does go back to fashion magazines. And do you still get a lot of your inspiration from magazines?
I do. I do because
we're totally vibing right now because I have tons of magazines that I just feel like
really?
I can't get rid of. No, and I still have like a subscription to
let me tell you. I have magazines from when I was in high school and even in college that I would look at them, and you know, at the bottom, I don't know I don't get the YM magazines anymore. Remember the YM?
Yeah.
And the 17? I don't get those anymore, but I'll go more for the Vogue. I'm older now. But back then they would list them at the bottom. Even the younger the ones geared towards a younger generation, they would list the products at the bottom. And it would drive me crazy because they would say certain names, and now I'm like, from trial and error, like now I'll look at those pictures from back then and I'm like, I know what they use now, I know what they did.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm learning so much. What else do you want us to know about you?
I made pop sockets.
I know, I saw that.
I made pop sockets. One thing that I will say is important is to brand yourself as much as you can. The more you brand yourself, the more of you will be out there. And I made pop sockets. These are super cute. They have, I brought you one. So they have my little logo and my name, Visa by Claudia, and my colors, my signature colors on all my stuff. And I try to use it on my Instagram as well. I don't know. Tell me what you want to know, and I'll let you know anything.
What TV shows are you watching?
I don't watch TV.
Okay, would you read books?
I read a lot of books.
What book are you reading?
Right now I'm reading several, and I'll jump from book to book. So A New Earth. I read. There's a lot of spiritual, and I can't think of the names. Are in the back of my. Reiki.
Oh, cool! That's been like a thing lately. I feel like, I mean, maybe I've been going through some like health stuff, but Reiki is really good for like just like a balance and a cleanse. So I just recently got into it. So I did do my Reiki 1 practitioner class. Oh, cool!
See,
that's something we didn't know.
No, it's not something I'm practicing. So I'm not a Reiki practitioner, but I did take the class, and it is something I like to practice in my home. I like to practice it in my home. I do give like mini Reiki sessions with the facials, and my clients love them, but it's not something I'm marketing myself with.
Right.
But it's a class I took. It's very balancing. It's the transfer of energy, and how you, more than anything, like holistic. It's like holistic healing.
How has your beauty life changed since you're so busy? Like, are you decked out in makeup the entire time while you're doing other people's makeup too? Are you like decked out? Like, are you completely dressed all the time?
Okay. So this is something some of my clients have asked me, and I do think that my prices are fair for my work. I believe that what I charge is what I'm worth. I'm probably even worth more, but I have a set price on my makeup, and I feel that if I'm gonna charge what I charge, I need to look like you're getting your makeup done with somebody that charges that much. Someone asked me, they're like, do you always do your makeup? I'm like, well, I mean,
I do makeup.
I do makeup. Like, I would you trust me if my face was completely washed? If you didn't know my work, and you were referred,
yes.
if you were referred to me,
yeah,
and you'd show up, I show up with zero makeup, my hair is a mess and everything. I try to look my best every day. To look my best.
And I like that, because I feel like, I mean, that is your brand, and I think that it's important. You're right, in any, especially in this industry, but sometimes people don't do it.
You
but
get
it's
comfortable. And it's happened to all of us. Like, it happened to me. I got comfortable at one point, and I was wearing my cute leggings, printed leggings, with my nice sneakers and a top, and I was like, I can't, I feel like I want to look more professional. I am a business owner. I've got to look like a business owner. I've got to look more professional. I've got to look like what I charge and what I work with. I don't work with cheap makeup.
Yeah, it's true. I'm glad that you're really getting into that, because it is what it is. You gotta look your best. But before we go, where can we find you on social media?
Face It by Claudia. Each word has an underscore, so it's face_it_by_Claudia.
And what is the mantra that you're living in right now? What's your mantra? Or a quote that you're living by?
You know what? I let things flow, and I don't I don't try to control. I try not to control. I'm trying to think of the word that I'm looking for. I don't try to go against the flow. I just try to like swim with the current.
Ooh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for taking your time and being here and letting everybody that follows me get to know you a little bit better. And again, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Bye, guys.
Bye.